Hi everyone, so I'm just going to talk you through each of the questions on paper 1. So paper 1, just as a reminder before we get going with the questions, is medicine through time and then medicine and surgery on the Western Front. So just before we get going with question 1, just a reminder on this paper that it is 1 hour and 15 minutes in total, and I'll talk you through some of the timings as we go through. So question 1. Well, the first part of the paper kicks off with medicine and surgery on the Western Front. Now, I wouldn't recommend starting with this question. I would always start with the biggest question first, but I wanted to do these videos in order so it doesn't get too confusing. So for question 1, for when you do get to it, probably at the end, as usual, if, as I said before, if you are running out of time, it's better to run out of time on a 4-mark question than it is on the 20-mark question. So on this question, you've seen this before on paper 2 as well in the Elizabeth paper, is simply describe 2 features of something. So this is where your knowledge comes into its own. So in terms of how to break this question down, I've written the whole thing here. I didn't think there was any point kind of making a plan or a structure for it because it's really nice and simple. So for example, I've put one feature of the Thomas splint was its success rate. I get 1 mark for that, but basically just saying it was successful. I get my 2nd mark for saying where that success rate comes from. So by keeping the broken thigh bone immobile, it cut fatalities from femur fractures in World War I from 80% to 20%. So it's just that specific knowledge there that's going to get me that 2nd mark. And then for my 3rd and 4th, so another feature of the Thomas splint was it also reduced the risk of amputation. So again, that's 1 mark there. And then by keeping the leg rigid, it reduced the risk of infection and wider injuries, stopping the bone moving about, and that of course is my 2nd mark. So there really isn't much to this one other than just making sure your knowledge is where it needs to be.